Hi, Crystal here from Christico Design. Today I'm sharing with you the Sea Glass Washcloth and Towel pattern. And this is an intermediate pattern. We've got post stitches to do, and that is the biggest reason it's marked intermediate level. And then a lot of color changes. I went with a blue and green sea glass colored theme, but of course you can choose your own colors. And you can even make this pattern more simple by just picking one or two colors and working simple stripes as well. Today in the video, I am going to make the washcloth section for you. The hand towel is a similar pattern. It only varies by the color work because of the wider size. So once you make the washcloth with me, you'll be able to make the hand towel as well with wider sections and different numbers there. The hand towel is wider and it's also longer, and it has a second section on the opposite side. So when it hangs, you'll have two textured sections with your sea glass coloring. Okay, so to make the washcloth pattern, we are going to need 100% cotton yarn. I'm using Dishy from We Crochet, who provided the yarn for this pattern. Thank you so much. And I have chosen a white for my main color. And to make one towel, I need 3 balls of that, or 415 yards. To make the washcloth, I need 1 ball, about 145 yards of the main color. And then I have, 7 colors for my sea glass sections, and each of the stripes only use 2 to 4 yards of that color. So this is a great pattern for stash busting little bits of cotton yarn if you like. So the colors I use, and I'll put all the materials information in the description of this video, are navy, which is the darkest blue, dewdrop, this is blue, then I have mint, and kanai, which is our turquoise color here, inlet, which is one of their new cotton colors, and azure, which is our nice bright turquoise. Teal turquoise. Okay, for mine I used a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, US size 7. Your gauge is not terribly important in this pattern, but it can affect the sizing. But with a hand towel and a washcloth, it's okay if they're a little bit different. But for my gauge in a 4x4 square, I got 15 half double crochets by 12 rows of half double crochets. Excuse me. For this pattern, you need a stitch multiple of 6 plus 2 more to have the right number of stitches for it to work out. I include a washcloth size and the hand towel size in the written pattern. Again, I'm going to show you the washcloth here in this video. Okay, so we'll start with our main color, and we are going to make a foundation half double crochet row of 44. If you are not familiar with foundation stitches, you can do chains. You would work a chain of 45 and then start in the second chain from your hook and work a half double crochet in each of those chains so that you have 44 half double crochets. I'm going to show you the foundation half double crochet in this video. So first we start with a slip knot on our hook, and then we're going to work 2 chains. I'm going to turn them and work into the first chain, yarn over, insert my hook into that chain, yarn over, pull that through. So here I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. I've made my first foundation half double crochet. I'm going to hold on to this spot here because that is where I will insert my hook for each foundation stitch. So now I'll repeat that. Yarn over, insert down into the bottom of that first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Now I have made 2 foundation chains. Continue holding on to the bottom so that you know where to put your hook, and keep repeating those steps until you have 44 half double crochets. If you're new to foundation stitches, it'll take a few for you to see how it works up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish my 44 off camera, and then I'll catch up with you for the next couple of rows. Okay, once you get to the end of your foundation row, you should have 44 half double crochets. It's time to turn. For half double crochet, I prefer to chain 1. It does not count as a stitch, so we're going to go back into that same stitch there and make our first half double crochet of the row. For the second row, we are just going to make half double crochets in each stitch across, and we're still in our main color here. After I complete this row off camera, then we will go to our first row of color changes. Okay, I'm at the end of row 2 of just half double crochets in the neutral main color, and now I am ready to change to color A, which for the washcloth is navy. So I am going to not finish my last stitch, but yarn over in the new color before I do. So on my last half double crochet, I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook. Now to finish this, I have to yarn over and pull through all 3. So I am going to drop my first color and pick up the new color I want to use. Yarn over in that color and pull that through, so that now I have a row of white, and then when I turn, I'm ready to work in my navy. So I'll turn now, and I want to bring my white yarn over this way just to kind of trap it here so it stays secure and out of the way. And I have my navy joined and ready to work. Now on the color change rows, we're going to work in single crochet, and I am going to work 7 single crochets in this color. And so I'll bring my tail back here also. I'm going to start my row with a chain 1, and that locks in these 2 yarn tails and gets them out of the way for now. So I am going to work over one tail but not the other. And I have my first stitch here, single crochet 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now on my 7th stitch, this is where I'll change colors again. So I insert for a single crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop. I'm going to be done working over this tail, and I'll weave the rest of that in at the end. And I'm going to be changing to color B for 19 single crochet stitches, and for the washcloth, color B is Dewdrop, which is my light pale blue. And so I will yarn over in that color. Make sure my tail is long enough. Make sure my navy is out of the way back here. Now I've got to tighten that up a little bit of tightening everywhere. And then I'm going to work over my new tail across the top of my stitches there and make my single crochets. I already forgot how many. I think I said 19. Check my pattern here, 19 in color B. So there's my first one. I'm just going to take a minute to straighten these up and make sure my tails and yarn are everywhere they need to be. Okay, so I will continue across with 19 single crochets in dewdrop, and on the 19th stitch we will drop color B and we will pick up color C. This will allow us to have these really nice, clean, seamless color changes. Each stitch is its own color. Okay, this is the 19th stitch, so I will start it, but for the last yarn over, which is now for the single crochet, I will drop the first color and just leave it to the back. I also forgot to mention that I'm leaving the colors joined on here because I am going to work back across in these same colors. So when I get here on the next row, the blue will be there for me to pick up, and when I get here, the navy will be there for me to pick up. So don't cut those off. All right, so my 19th stitch, I finish in my next color. Tighten those up. Make sure my tail is ready to work over. And for color C, I am going to work 11 single crochets. All right, this is the 11th stitch, so I begin in single crochet in color C, and then I stop to pick up color D, which is the mint, and I will finish the row in mint. Again, leaving all my colors attached so that I can pick them up on the way back through. Okay, so at the end of the row, for our last stitch, we'll make our complete single crochet because we're not changing colors yet. So that was row 3, so now we're going to turn and work row 1. We are going to continue in our mint color. Just going to wrap this tail up, and I'm going to lock it with my chain 1. Tighten that up there. Now, chain 1 and then work back across, working over my tail still. Okay, on my last mint stitch here, I will start it in single crochet, drop the color I'm using, and here the next color I need is ready for me to pick up, and yarn over and pull through in. Tighten my colors up. And then I will work back across this section in the blue. All right, stop before my last yarn over there on the blue. Pick up my dewdrop, the light blue, yarn over and pull through. So you'll see my yarn over on this one is pulled across the stitch a little bit. It's got twisted up. So it can be easy to miss this stitch here and just go into the next one, so you want to be careful not to do that at your changes. Okay, on our last dewdrop color, let's stop. Drop that one. Let's see. Pull through in the navy. Tighten our stitches up. Make sure we're actually getting that first stitch. Going to keep going over that tail actually. Let me back up here. Get it up that way. Okay, and now we are at the end of row 4, and we have our main color here ready to pick up for row 5. So I won't finish that one. I will pull through and pick up the main color, and then I have that ready to go. Okay, so now I can cut off the color yarns and just continue in the main color for the washcloth. Okay, so our first set of color work is done for the washcloth. Now we are going to do 2 rows of half double crochet in our neutral color before we start our post section rows. So I'm going to chain 1, half double crochet in the same stitch, and then half double crochet in each stitch across. Then I'm going to turn and work another row of half double crochets, and then we'll be ready to start our post stitches. So work 2 rows of half double crochet, and I will meet up with you to show you the post stitch section next. Okay, we have our 2 rows in our main color of half double crochet. Now we're ready to start our basket weave sections, which feature the back post double crochet and front post double crochet. Row 7, we are on the right side of our work, and we start with a chain 3. I'll use the chain 3 alternative. So I go in, let's see, I'm going to actually put my yarn this way. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, insert the hook in the left loop, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. You can start with a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, or do this chain 3 alternative as well. Next stitch, we're going to do a back post double crochet. So we are going to yarn over. When it says back post, we're going to go in from the back of your work to the front. So we're going to insert from the back, go across, grab the yarn, and pull that back through, come up here, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 1. That's our first back post double crochet. We're going to repeat it 2 more times. Yarn over, from the back to the front, insert the hook between the 2 posts of the stitches, go across the front, insert it between the next 2 stitches. If you fold your work in half there, you can see. Yarn over and pull that across the post of the stitch to the back. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One more time. We have 1 chain 3 alternative or chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, and 3 back post double crochets. Next we'll do a front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we start here, yarn over, go from the front to the back, across the post of the stitch, out the other side, yarn over and pull that yarn back across, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 more times in the next 2 stitches. Insert between the posts, across, back out to the front, yarn over, pull that through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One last time. Okay, we have chain 3, 3 back post, 3 front post. Now we are going to repeat these 6 stitches across. So we'll go back to 3 back post double crochets, which start in the back, go to the front. And then we're going to work 3 front post double crochets. Okay, now repeat those 6 stitches across until you just have 1 stitch left on the end. Okay, we're here at the end of row 7, and we have 1 stitch left. We're going to put a regular double crochet. You can see our front post stitches here and our back post stitches here. So when you have 1 stitch left, it's going to double crochet in that. And then turn your work, and we're ready for row 8, which is really a repeat of the row we just did, but this time we'll be working over these front and back post stitches across the row instead of the regular half double crochets. So we'll start with our chain 3 alternative. That counts as a double crochet stitch here. Now we're going to do a back post double crochet, and another one, and a third one. Next up is 3 front post double crochets, and then you just repeat those 6 stitches across, 3 back post double crochets followed by 3 front post double crochets. Okay, and when you get to the end of the row, there is only 1 stitch left, and you are just going to place a regular double crochet in that stitch. Now we're ready to turn your work, and we are going to do a chain 3 to start. We're on row 9. And I'm going to use the chain 3 alternative. Now we're doing 3 front post double crochets in these first 3 stitches. Remember, with the front post crochet, you go in from the front to the back. So we yarn over, insert our hook between the post of the stitches, go across the back of the post, yarn over. We're going to pull that yarn back across there and up to the front, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we'll repeat that 2 more times in the next 2 stitches. Front post double crochet, front post double crochet. Our next 3 stitches are going to be back post double crochets. So we are going around the post of these 3 stitches here. And since we're back post, we are starting in the back behind the stitch, coming to the front, going across the post, yarn over and pull that yarn back through into the back, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we'll repeat that in this stitch. And then 1 more back post double crochet. And then we are going to repeat 3 front post double crochets, 3 back post double crochets across the row. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of the row to finish and turn on to the next row. Okay, we're at the end of row 9 here, so we've done front post, back post, across. We have ended with 3 back post double crochets, and now we have 1 stitch left to work into, and that we're going to place a regular double crochet there. Now we're going to turn and work row 10, which is a repeat of row 9. So we're just working the same stitch pattern across. We're going to start with our chain 3 or alternative like I'm showing here in our first stitch. Now the first 3 stitches we're going to front post double crochet into from the front to the back around the post of the stitch. After you've done 3 front post double crochets, you're going to do 3 back post double crochets. And then you repeat those across. 3 front post double crochets are next, and then 3 back post double crochets. Okay, so I'll work my row 9 off, row 10 off camera. It's a repeat of row 9. And then we'll finish up at the end of row 10 and move on to the next section. Okay, here we are at the end of row 10. We have done our last 3 back post double crochets, and we're left with 1 stitch to place our regular double crochet into. And that's the end of row 10. Now we're going to turn and work rows 11 and 12 as a repeat of row 2, which is just 2 rows of half double crochet. So I'm going to chain 1 to start, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. My first half double crochet. I'll just half double crochet into each stitch across, and then I will turn and repeat that for row 12 as well. And then I will meet you back here for our last set of color changes in our other 3 colors to finish up this section of our towel. Okay, I'm at the end of row 12, and I've completed 2 rows of half double crochet in my main color white, and I'm ready to turn and move on to row 13, where I will start with color F. So I'm going to change colors on my last stitch of the row before. So I'm going to back out of my final yarn over of that last half double crochet. And I'm going to pull through my new color F in Inlet is the name of this green. Just yarn over and pull through in that color, and then I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to secure both the white and the green, the new color, with my chain 1 for the row. Okay, so now I'm working in single crochet, and I am going to work 15 single crochet in inlet. So starting in that same first stitch with a single crochet, and I'm just going to work over this joining tail, but not my white yarn right now. So 15 single crochet stitches. Okay, on the 15th stitch I'm going to stop before my last yarn over and change to my next color, which is color E, and I'm going to make 7 stitches in color E, which for me is Kanai, my teal color. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through to finish stitch 15. Okay, so after that first stitch, I'm just going to tighten up gently those, and remember to leave my first color hanging to the back so that I can pick it up on my way back around on the second row. And then I will work over my tail for these 7 stitches and get that out of the way. Okay, on stitch 7 before my last movement, yarn over and pull through my new color. Work that first single crochet to secure it. Gentle tug there to tighten up that last stitch in the previous color. This color I'm just working 22 stitches or to the end for the rest of this row here. Okay, once I'm to the end of row 13, I'm going to turn and continue in color G, which is my azure color, for the same 22 single crochets. Start my row with a chain 1, single crochet into that first stitch, and in each stitch down till the last one before my color change. Okay, here's my last stitch in this color. So I stop on that last yarn over, pick up the next color, which is color E, the teal, Kanai. Yarn over, pull through, and make sure to tighten up those stitches as you can. And then work the rest of those stitches so you have the same number of stitches in each color on both rows. Okay, we're on the last stitch for Kanai. We're going to change to inlet or color F. And then finish the row in that color. Okay, at the end of the row, we are going to be changing back to our white. So you can pull it up here along the side of the row, or you can cut your yarn and rejoin it there if you like. Okay, so for the rest of the washcloth, at least, you are going to work in the white main color, half double crochet rows. And you'll work half double crochet rows for rows 15 to 34, or until your washcloth measures 11 inches long, or to the size that you want. So my finished sample here is the finished section we just completed, and now you'll just work half double crochet rows in white until you're all done there. Your middle section of your towel, your hand towel, is all white half double crochet, or your main color, and that is rows 19 to 64, or for about until the whole towel from here to here measures 20 inches long. And then you're going to reverse what you did here. You can see they match up there for your color rows. And just repeat the rows of color, your basket weave stitches, and your rows of color. There are 2 rows of half double crochet in white to finish it. And that's how you can make the hand towel, just like you can make the washcloth in the same stitch pattern, and the color setup just a little bit longer color breaks since we have a wider starting row. Okay, so I will link up both the hand towel and the washcloth patterns that are on my website. I'd love for you to stop by and check those out as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.